Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. To all viewers, all the brothers sisters. So today is an interesting subject. This is an event or sports which majority of the whole world watch. All of you, quite a lot of you, there will be your favorite sports. And the main event takes place every 4 years, and right now it's happening over here. And every also there's another event takes place in the European country. Basically, it's a football. All. Every 4 years is a FIFA, and every year is FA Cup and all. Well, you all know about it. I don't need to say anything about it. Now, people play for sports, for fun, everything, for professional, for professional purpose. But now those people who are playing professionally, I mean, they earn money from it. You know, the sponsorships they get. I mean, the clubs they join. So what is the earning aspect over there now? So that's a very interesting stuff. I have gone through something has been popped out in my cell phone, and I have seen an interesting question someone had asked. Basically, this is a website called White Thread Fatwa Center. It's a White Thread Institute. It's a UK-based organization managed by Mufti Abdurrahman ibn Yusuf al Mangera, a very famous senior Mufti in the UK, and I mean he has own YouTube channel called Zamzam Academy and other social media, so you can subscribe to his channel also. And he has own education institute, White Thread Institute for higher studies also, and he has created one department called White Thread Fatwa Center. So someone had asked question to him, you know, to this fatwa center. So I'll just this is my cell phone over here. I'll just read through it faster, okay, in order to understand. So basically, someone asked the question while quoting the hadith, which is in Tirmidhi 1700 hadith number, Al Nasai hadith number 3585, Abu Dawud 2574, Ibn Majah 2878. Narrated that the Prophet ﷺ said that there should be no money prizes for competitions except in archery, camel racing, or in horse racing. This class is Sahih. Does the hadith say the hadith that receiving money as a footballer is haram money, or does it still would be halal money, but it is better to avoid it? Or even though this hadith is Sahih, is the hadith more like not to be true? Is receiving money as a footballer haram? Can you especially tell me the process of how a footballer receives money? Example, he only receives it from the audience. Is receiving money from people watching you play football haram money, but you're covering your aura, even though you're covering aura? If not, wouldn't want you be receiving money from people from wasting their time? Isn't that haram money? Also, another question is receiving money from donation halal money? Let me know if this hadith I sent to you specifically prices mean, because I am confused which price is talking about, which allows in archery, camel racing, or horse racing, but not in the other sports. Basically, the questioner was asking, he wanted to know about regarding the football, whether the earning is halal or not, and all that stuff, and from what way they're earning the money. Now the answer is such a way that now the answer. The basically answer is given in such a way that first they explain the usul, that is the principle. Then they come to the question of the context of the question. So they highlight some of the important rules in relation to competition prizes now. Now what it mentions is, firstly, if the competition does not have a prize, it will be permissible to take part in the competition provided the activity itself is a lawful activity. For example, entering a running competition would be permissible. If a competition does have a prize, then it will not be permissible to take part in the competition where gambling is involved. Gambling is where two or more parties pool assets together in a manner whereby the winner of the competition is awarded the assets pooled together. Two-way bets like these, where each party has an equal possibility of winning or losing, will be considered gambling and thus unlawful. The only time a bet of this type will be permissible if at least one competitor who has an equal chance of winning is allowed to enter into the competition for free. If they win, they will be permitted to take the pooled assets, and if they lose, they will not have lost anything. At times, competitors are required to pay a competition entry fee. If the entry fee does not make up part or all of the prize money and honestly reflects the cost of organizing the competition, then paying an entry fee will not be considered gambling. If, however, the entry fee contributes towards the prize, then the payment will be considered gambling. Similarly, if the entry fee does not accurately reflect the cost of organizing the competition and has been increased to cover the cost of the prize indirectly, it will be considered gambling. Hence, to prevent the competition from being considered gambling, the prize must be funded by those not taking part in the competition and can in no way be associated with the money put forward by the competitors. One-way bets are also not permissible except in those activities which benefit the religion and support its propagation. For example, two students of Islamic law are trying to solve a problem question. Student A states that to student B, this is the example explaining. Student A states to student B that if A finds a solution first, then B will have to pay them a certain amount of money. If, however, B finds a solution first, then A will not have to pay anything at all. As this is a one-way bet and encourages one to study Islamic law rigorously, it will be permissible. The Prophet ﷺ had permitted these types of one-way bets in relation to archery and riding competitions, as they would develop the participants to combat skills. Now, coming to the responding to the questions. Number one. Now, the hadith which has been quoted in the question refers to sibaq, also known as rihan, which is placing a one-way bet in a competition as detailed above. Now, the second thing. As for receiving money for playing football, this would depend on a particular arrangement. If one is entering a competition, then the details above will be taken into consideration, as mentioned before. Hence, if gambling is involved, then it will not be permissible. It will not be permissible. If, however, one is being paid by an organization to play football, then this would be a service agreement and would be permissible in and of itself, provided the boundaries of Sharia are taken into consideration, such as dressing appropriately, performing salat on time, and etc. Based on the understanding, the one who have answered the question, based on the understanding, the footballers will generally be paid by their clubs under a service agreement. The club will make money through different avenues such as sponsorships, ticket sales, etc. Again, provided the provided details of these contracts are Sharia compliant, playing football and earning a wage in this manner can be permissible. Receiving money, and third point also, one more point he has mentioned. Receiving money from donations will be permissible for those who are the intended recipients of the donations. So basically, this is the ruling about it. Now, playing football and taking part and being working for an organization or a club and earning through that is halal, as long as the Sharia boundaries has been taken into considerations as mentioned below. And if there's any gambling involved, obviously it's haram. If there's no gambling, then it's halal. That's the thing. So it is answered very well actually. This can also be applied in the other sports, but obviously now different sports have different way of skills in combating, like for example cricket, hockey and all that. That rule could be applied, but if there are some difference, then obviously some additional points will be added and all. And now there are other sports like UFC and all this stuff. So obviously now there are some more points to be taken into consideration. Like you're hitting a component with this punching on the face and all that. Now there's a hadith mentioned about it. I don't know. I heard about it. I read somewhere, but I don't know what's the the reference. But it says that you're not allowed to punch anyone on the face and all that. So that point is also taken into consideration. Now that's a separate ruling. That's a separate discussion will be done. So that I need to find out the question and answer, whether regarding the UFC or football or cricket and hockey, whatever, and Olympic games and all that, whether what is their ruling and how it is similar to that and how it's different from this question being asked. Okay, so now basically there are some while seeing all these the activities taking place around in the whole world and people are participating in all such things. The thing is that like answering to the question and getting to a conclusion, there are some things need to be taken into consideration. One is the maqasid al Sharia, that is called the higher objectives of the jurisprudence, Islamic jurisprudence. Now, that itself is a very massive, huge topic. I mean, that will be, I'll talk about in a separate video in the future, inshallah. And all that to be taken into consideration. And obviously, there's a simple ruling which has been, I had read in that point in one of the tafsir called Marif al-Quran by Mufti Muhammad Shafi Rahmatullah Ali, Rahimullah, where he has mentioned about that anything, an activity you are doing. So there are two things to be taken into considerations. Okay, if it really passes these two considerations, then it is allowed, or else it is unlawful. One is that the whatever activity you're doing, it should not go against the Islamic principles laid down by the Sharia. Okay. Second thing, whatever the activity you're doing, it should be within the boundaries, the limits set by the Sharia itself. So these 2 points are there. So if these 2 points are taken into consideration for any activity, then it is lawful. That is a general principle, which you can say the maqasid Sharia I've mentioned, or qawaid I've mentioned about this thing, where there's another separate topic I can speak in later on in the future video, inshallah. It's a deep topic. So if that is taken into consideration, then obviously it's halal actually, and all. So that's all for it. Please like, share, subscribe. Anything you have, any comment regarding this question, please give comment. Any correction you want me to take, tell me, correct me. I will make myself correction. Well, this is a bit interesting topic and subject which everyone is watching right now throughout the whole world. Currently, the FIFA 22 is taking place in US, Canada, and Mexico, and I know all of you are watching over there and all. So that's the thing I had put this thing right now, the video for all for you all to understand this thing. Jazabul khairan. Make dua for me, inshallah. We'll meet and see again. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.